People hear the term human trafficking, their minds may go to a certain issue or a group of people, but it can affect anyone. Human trafficking is the sale of human beings for forced labor, sexual exploitation, and for organs, and oftentimes these cases go unreported.
Members of the community, including area law enforcement, learned more about recognizing the signs and spreading awareness about the issue and how to help victims get the resources they need.
Human trafficking is a crime impacting more than 50 million people worldwide. More than 1 million of those are in the United States. That's according to CEO of Altus Solutions, Ashley Chapman, who says those at highest risk are people running away from or aging out of the foster care system. And many of the victims don't realize they are victims.
Traffickers are preying on people that our communities have lost sight of, and they first present as a friend with promises of food, shelter, love, support, whatever it might be. And then pretty swiftly they will turn that scenario into a nightmare that individual no longer can get out of. And they're also not connected to safe people or supportive systems of their communities, and that makes it even harder.
And why is this so common?
Trafficking is a high reward, low risk crime business, criminal business, which means that I am likely to make a lot of money and I'm very unlikely to get caught doing that. Until a community can make trafficking other human beings more risk than reward, we will continue to fight this war, and it will continue to escalate.
She says research in the U.S. has shown that up to 90% of victims are coming into local healthcare settings many times while they're being trafficked.
And what they're coming in for is being cared for, but what is occurring to them is not.
This is why Chapman believes healthcare has an important role to play in identifying victims and helping them get to safety. The team at Allegro-Family-Clinic became aware that this issue was happening in the area, so it was important for them to have a trained staff to know what to do in these situations. That led them to become the first clinic in the nation to launch the Just-in-Time tool for healthcare. Just in Time allows citizens to learn more about human trafficking and give resources to victims.
If you freeze in the moment and think, I'm not sure who to call, you open the app and go it'll tell you step by step on who to call, what to do, and that's what we're trying to do, is just ease that tension in that trauma or traumatic moment so people know what to do. So we're trying to make it so easy, just plug and play. You need some help, here's the resources.
It's been interesting. I believe that Allegro has about 140 staff, and yet their Just in Time has had over 1,000 or almost 1,000 unique viewers. What that would suggest is that it is being shared within the community, and that suggests the value and the relevance where that represents a community learning about an issue and then being equipped to help in the moment or to be able to access help if they need it.
Allegro Family Clinic President Amy Bogue says it's important to educate healthcare professionals and others in the community to look past the original sign and symptom. Lieutenant Rhonda Sanders says if you know of a human trafficking situation, the first call should be to law enforcement. Chapman says it's important to remember there is not a one-size-fits-all scenario in human trafficking, and it impacts every city across the nation.
There's not one face of a trafficking victim, and there is not one face of a trafficker, and so we need to keep our eyes open to everyone around us.
So how can we as a community disrupt human trafficking?
I think as a community, if we come together and put all of our resources together, we'll be able to put a big dent into this trafficking. I just want the community to be vigilant, to see, hear, and report. If you think something is not right, report it.
It's when we realize that this is happening in our own community, and when we're equipped with the information we need to know how to see this in our community, whether we're in our schools, our healthcare facilities, with our engagement with law enforcement, just on the street, in our local businesses, when we know those signs and how to see that and what to do when we see that, and then further how to work together as a community to address it, that is when a community can really identify and disrupt this issue as well as care well for people impacted by it.
There are resources available for victims. For resources and more information, you can scan the QR code on your screen to visit the Just in Time app. Chapman says you can also take a free 1-hour human trafficking course online at learnwithjusticeu.com to help get educated.